Attraction is not a choice. A girl's either into you or she's not. It's really hard to make someone who's just not initially attracted to you all of a sudden turn around and see you in a different way that makes them attracted to you. So, to save yourself a lot of headache, it's much easier to just accept this, okay? Because if you think about it from the reverse side, you see a woman, and either you know right away you're into her or you're not. Now, with guys, it's a little bit different because our threshold for who we will sleep with is a lot broader than women's threshold. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't spend a lot of time agonizing over whether or not you think a girl is into you, into your looks. Because, like I said, attraction really is not a choice. This is something that's instinctual and ingrained in just how our preferences. We all have preferences. There could be a woman that I think is absolutely gorgeous that you think is meh, she's okay, right? It's very subjective. So again, attraction is really not a choice. So don't spend too much time dwelling on that particular topic. Instead, I want you to focus on things that you can actually control. Okay, so I wrote a couple of things down, and these are the things that you can actually control and change and improve upon if you think you are lacking in this department. Okay, so number one is wit and charm. Number two is your body language. How do you hold yourself when moving, sitting, talking? Your tone, your speed, and the pacing of your speech. Some guys I know who could improve are guys who talk really, really fast, or they mumble, or they talk quietly, or they look down when they're speaking. Those are things that you could change. You could learn to look up. You could learn to slow down. You could learn to speak more clearly. Okay? These will have a positive effect on the impression that you give off to people. Okay? The next one is decisiveness. Learn to make decisions. One of the key things that I had learned a long time ago growing up was to learn to make a decision within 3 seconds. Just go boom. Decide to do something. If someone asks you where you want to eat, if someone asks you what do you want to do, where do you want to go, just do your best to come up with an answer within 3 seconds. This just will train you to be more decisive. And the energy that you give off when you're decisive is so much more important than the actual thing that you're deciding upon in many cases, especially when it comes to women. They're looking to you for leadership, not for you to be sitting there hemming and hawing on and on and on and being indecisive. They're the ones that are indecisive. They're looking to you for leadership. So this is actually a kind of a fun experiment to try when you're with your girl, or if you're on a date, or maybe you're a couple dates in and a girl asks, what do you want to do, or what do you want to eat? Say something kind of unexpected in a crazy kind of way. Like, for example, McDonald's. Because a lot of times guys will be like, well, I don't eat at McDonald's. I work out and I don't eat at McDonald's. But if you were to say, oh, I'm in the mood for McDonald's tonight, even if maybe that's not your choice, the power of decisiveness, if you do this, you'll see she might laugh, she might be surprised. But if you commit to that answer and be decisive, you'll see she'll go along with you. It's an amazing thing. So that's why being decisive is something that you can change, you can control, you can get better at. So work on that. The next one, being indifferent. So what do I mean by being indifferent? Don't get butthurt. Okay, if a woman, or if anybody for that matter, shit tests you or calls you out or tries to get under your skin, ruffle your feathers, being indifferent, like, okay, sure, whatever. Not letting somebody get under your skin, this is really, really a powerful tool. And you can practice this. Because a lot of guys, they'll lose their cool, lose their shit, and it makes them look weak. It makes them look less attractive in the eyes of not just women, but people around them, If someone just blows up on you and you're just kind of like, you okay, buddy? You need some help? You need to talk about that? Are you feeling okay? That's one way to do it that shows indifference. You're keeping your cool. But if you just lose your shit too, then you've lost emotional self-control. Now, of course, there's going to be times where you need to step up, be violent, and respond accordingly. But those are specific times. I'm talking about in general. When people are trying to ruffle your feathers, how indifferent can you remain? Okay, the next one is focusing on your life mission and purpose. If you don't got anything going on with your life, This is obviously something all men must have because it gives you drive, it gives you confidence, and it gives you something to focus on. And that focus is, of course, going to make you very attractive because it builds discipline, it builds drive, focus. These are all things that have a positive effect on the women around you. So focus on that, build that if you don't already have that. Okay, and lastly, the ability to tease and play. A lot of guys that come to me, they really struggle with being playful. A lot of guys take themselves very seriously, or they take what a woman says very seriously. And to be honest with you guys, I rarely take things seriously. I know on this channel, I'm trying to help you guys out, and I want to teach as much as I can. So I'm approaching it with more of a serious academic mindset and mind frame. But when I'm interacting with people, when I'm interacting with girls especially, I'm usually 90% of the time kind of goofing around, having fun, being playful, having a good time. And this is something that I think is so lost on men of all ages. They've just gotten so serious, they've gotten uptight, and they're letting other people control how they respond to things. Back when I was younger, I was most likely where many of you guys are, where I would let other people's thoughts or their mood or their feelings really affect me, and I would kind of shift. And if they were having a bad day, then all of a sudden I was having a bad day. You guys ever do that? When I was younger, I'd do those kinds of things. But nowadays, if someone's having a bad day, it's almost as if there's like a filter in front of me. Like, I can certainly be empathetic to their situation, but I'm not going to let it rain on my parade. If I'm having a good day, I'm having a good day. And most of the times, if they're having a bad day, they interact with me. By the time they're done talking to me, they're having a better day. So that's the energy. I'm leading that. I'm going to take anybody who comes my way. It could be man or woman. You're having a bad day. I'm going to lead you to having a better day, because that is what drives me. That is one of my life mission and purposes that I have, is just being able to lead people to think of things more positively, to be more optimistic. Okay, so these are the things that instead of focusing on if a girl thinks you're attractive or not, because again, it's not a choice, focus on these things that you can actually change that will influence how people see you and experience you in a much more positive way. Okay. Last but not least, down below, I have a free guide. It's called the Gentleman's 12-Point Guide to Dropping Panties. Now, this guide, like I said, has 12 characteristics that if you really study these, learn them, master them, you will see an improvement with the interactions with women in your life. And not even just women, friends, family, coworkers. These are traits that all men should embody in your own way, of course. And I give out examples of what in the PDF of how to actually implement these traits. So click the link below, grab that free guide, and if you feel like it, drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think of it. Maybe you'll have a question or two about it. If you do, drop a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer it. I've been engaging with a lot of people who've been commenting lately, and I appreciate the comments. Some of you guys have been liking the content. Some of you guys have differing views. Hey, all good. Throw them down in the comments below. All right. That'll do it for this video. I will see you in the next one.